Are you thinking about getting married? Here's some numbers. 40% of the first marriage end in divorce. 60% of most second marriages will end in divorce. Now, when you separate, who gets what? Whose stuff is it? Should you spell that out in a prenup before you get married? Let's talk about it. Russel Morgan is founder and partner at Morgan Legal Group. Come on in. Thanks for being with us.
Great to be here, Dee.
Now, we're watching on television and the news media the Jennifer Lopez-Ben Affleck marriage dissolving in the headlines. We're going to take a look at one of their happier pictures that is out there. Reports say they probably aren't going to be in a big fight because they had a prenup. And they only shared a mansion. So what's your response when you see that happening? What does it make you think?
Well, first thought is it's a good thing they had a prenup, primarily because it simplifies a lot of the issues that would otherwise have to be litigated through their divorce. So that prenuptial agreement really makes it a lot simpler for us to be able to divide their marital property. And in Jennifer and Ben's situation, the only real asset they had was the home that they purchased, which according to their prenup is likely just going to be sold and divided 50-50.
Okay, that's simple. Now, I'm going to get into the minds of people who live in this area. They're more likely to be in situations where a parent may have acquired a couple of houses and have some rental property. They have life insurance, have cars. Their adult kids may think it should go to them. So the average person they don't have a lot. Why do they need a prenup? Because of those things?
Well, there's a common misconception that prenups are only for the wealthy, like movie stars and heiresses, but it's simply not true. Prenups can benefit couples of all financial backgrounds by opening clear and open lines of communications, and most importantly, making it as evident as possible about both the assets that we want to keep separate, but also equally important, debts people are coming into the marriage with, so that they're able to separate that liability in the event that there's a problem with those debts after they get married.
In talking with couples, did you notice that when they're talking about a prenup, did it bring out any angst, any anxiety? Does it make them think, hey, maybe I don't really want to get married? Do prenups have any sort of effect on people about to get married?
It's an old stigma. There's actually a recent study that's in place that just came out that is actually no conclusive evidence that suggests that prenups have a direct correlation to an increased risk of divorce. It opens up the dialogue about potential issues in the future. There is always a bit of tension on both sides. But our job as attorneys and at our firm at Morgan Legal Group, we do prepare prenuptial agreements and postnuptial agreements on a regular basis. Part of that is to make sure that we take away the emotional element and simply help people understand the benefits that this will have on their family, on their loved ones, on their children, and on their marriage, regardless of whether there is or isn't a divorce in the future.
Wow. Any parting words? We have about 30 seconds. I have a couple of friends about to get married.
It's a prenuptial agreement is a legal document that is used to outline how we divide our assets, financial responsibilities in the event of a divorce, whether it be to each other's as each other's spouse or whether it be to our children. And there's another side to it about whether or not we have obligations to each other if, God forbid, one of us should pass away. So it's used as a plan designed to minimize conflict, both during life, in the event of an event of separation or divorce, and after death, as to whether we have obligations to each other's estates, particularly if we're planning on leaving something to our spouse or not.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Dee.
Let's check